Hey, it's Jeff Cannata with another NLB mini talking about Neighbors. I saw Neighbors last night, the Seth Rogen, Zac Efron comedy about the 30-something couple with the baby, Seth Rogen, and the frat house that moves in next door, Zac Efron. I gotta say, this is one of the funniest movies I have seen in a long time. I loved it. I was laughing throughout. I'm not always a fan of Seth Rogen comedies, but when he works really, really well, and this is an example of that. We just did the Summer Wager over at Slash Film. I hope you check that out, where we try to rank the movies in the top 10 of summer based on gross, and I didn't put Neighbors on my top 10. Now I wish I had. I think this movie is going to do gangbusters based on word of mouth, because I'm telling all of my friends that they have to go see this movie. It's great, specifically for people of my particular age group right now, which is sort of those 30-somethings that are seem to be having kids, because they are the heroes of this movie. This is really an us versus them, where the enemy, the bad guys, are the frat guys. Now, there maybe college kids will watch this movie and think to themselves, oh, the frat guys are the heroes, but I don't think so. I think this is we are squarely in the Seth Rogen camp, and boy, is it really fun. They nail that place in life. I don't have kids, but my friends that do, it reeks of truth. Reeks in every manner of the word. This is a movie where literally the first 15 seconds of this movie, I was laughing, and I was laughing throughout. It was just like this sort of base level of laughter that kept happening over and over and over, constantly. There really wasn't a moment where I didn't have a huge smile on my face, at least, or was giggling, and then it was punctuated by explosions of huge laughter. I mean, like hurting myself, leaning over in my seat, holding my side, laughing so hard at certain moments. My fiance, who was with me, said she'd never seen me laugh that hard. That is high praise. This movie is really, really funny. And it's almost a sequel, you might think, to Animal House. I mean, this is if John Belushi had grown up and made this movie, this is the next step that he would have made. Rogen is in that place where he has moved past the Zac Efron character and is trying to live the more calm, less noisy, less chaotic life. And I relate a lot to that. And this movie has some wonderfully beautiful things to say about relationships, about making that decision to have something that's a little more steady, that you don't have to go out all the time. But it's about these people in that transition period, because they still feel the desire to have fun and go out. I mean, the whole first act of this movie is the older couple trying to recapture that crazy wildness while also telling the kids to keep it down. And I thought that was brilliant and really funny. Really, really funny. It's got that Seth Rogen, all the dick jokes, that come with one of his comedies, and all of the drug references that come with one of his comedies. But they're done really clever, and they're done really funny, and the movie is a blast from start to finish. The third act is really great in the sense that you see an actual character development. I mean, this movie is a broad comedy, and really all it's trying to do is make you laugh. And I think that it, obviously for me, it accomplished that very, very well. But also, it has something to say. It's not just a two-dimensional comedy, and it's not doing the thing that I always complain about these big, broad, mainstream, wide audience release comedies, where it gets muddled up in plot at the end of the movie. It needs to pay off all its, it's in its third act, it needs to pay off all its plot points in order to, and then the sort of the comedy and the fun and the character gets pushed to the side because we need to just wrap everything up. Yes, there's a plot here. There's a good guy versus bad guy war among these two houses, and yes, we get into the machinations of that plot. But I never felt like finding out who won that war got in the way of these people, and it's really so fun to hang out with these people. Rogen's character and his wife are so charming and so fun to be around, and I related to them so well. I mean, I really want all of my friends to go see this. I'm curious if you see this movie and you are in the college age. Do you see the Zac Efron characters as the enemy, as evil, or do you relate to them? Because I think there's a lot of real honest talk in this movie about how all that stuff is fleeting and kind of BS anyway. And, you know, it's here today, gone tomorrow. And yeah, we're here to have a good time, but everybody's got to grow up. So the movie is definitely from the perspective of older people looking back, I would say. But so much fun all the way around and really hard to beat at this point for best movie of the summer. We're early on, but I had more fun in this movie than I've had in a comedy in quite a while. So that's Neighbors. Thanks for watching. I hope you stick around and watch for the rest of the week. Lots more NLB minis coming your way.